11th hour shopping for families. Teacher retires after 54 years of service. And incomplete facilities force deferral of games.
This is National EMTV News with Helen Seah.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for this Friday's news. The PNG Christian Professionals Network made a donation to Gordon Police Station in NCD this morning as part of its Each One Reach One program. The program has been running for 3 years now. Cartons of food and drinks as well as kitchen items were donated to the police station staff for their festive operations.
Christmas is a time when Christians around the world celebrate as a time of giving to others based on their faith that God gave to the world His Son, Jesus Christ. And on the eve of Christmas, the PNG Christian Professionals Network exemplified this act of giving by donating to the staff of Gordon Police Station in the nation's capital. This was an unusual donation given that often Christmas donations are made to other organizations like hospitals or care centers. In its third year of rolling out the Each One Reach One program, the PNG Christian Professionals Network decided to help police personnel this festive season.
Today, 24th December, we are here at the Gordon's Police Station purposely because we have a program here at Christian Professional Network apart from the leadership program that we have. We have a program that we call it Each One Reach One. We want to reach out to the community to bring positive influence and to donate and to help people who are in need. This year we've actually assisted the COVID frontliners at the hospital. Last year we assisted some settlements with some food that we collected, those who have been affected by COVID. This year, December, we set to help the police.
PNG CPN encourages other groups to also support the police force in the country to effectively enforce the law and not to become enemies with them.
The main reason why we want to help the police and work in partnership with the police is that they are the people who, the law enforcers on a day-to-day basis, and we see that they go through a lot of struggles, a lot of personal issues that they have that we as the public, we don't get to appreciate. So here at Christian Professional Network, we want to know the problems they face, and we also want to help with this small donation today. That's our passion.
Staff of Gordon Police Station were glad to receive the timely Christmas gift as they commence operations for the festive season.
Today we have a reception today for a Christian Professional Network. Will come today to Gordon Police Station to present food stuff, fridges and rice cookers and things to support the police in the daily operations of the police. So today they come across and they present things to us, and then we have thanked them for that. And
Station Commander Inspector Robert Wane said they are willing to partner with communities under their jurisdiction this festive season to enable a safe and peaceful Christmas and New Year period.
I'd like to make a message to other like-minded police that, they look at police on the wrong perception of the things, but people like us, the Christian Professional Network, and they have come to us and they check us and they realize what we need at Gordon Police Station. So I thank them for that, and then I look forward to working with them, the partners that we have now, and we look forward to working with them in the future.
Yeah, in terms of value, we've actually collected about 5,000 kina worth of food and stuff.
Dennis Orere, National EMTV News.
Commander of Gordon Police Station in NCD, Inspector Robert Wane, says the festive season is always a challenging period for his team. However, Inspector Wane says it is their duty to enforce the law of the country and protect citizens from harm and danger. And they are ready and looking forward to give their best once more this festive season.
I see that the season is a time for us to retire and stay at home, and then no time to spend with the family. But for the police, it's time for us to kickstart the operation there. So that's when we have a lot of unemployed people happening on the streets. and at our place of work. So we are there to make sure these things are going through. So when we look at the Christmas and New Year presents, we basically look at the normal place of work. So we must be there to make sure that people not affected by the normal public that are set to general arrest to make things look bad. So we are there to make sure it is done properly. So every of our citizens are very well managed and they are respected, and then those things must be respected. Volunteers have about 65 or 4 men now. So they've been also rostered at 2 shifts, which we moved our command base out to Eleventh, the wildlife habitat. That's where all the shift birds are changed, and it's been daily done. So once we do that, just to make sure the police service is taken to the public. So we do the changeovers and everything at the command base, which is now at Eleventh habitat. So for the police station, they have a 65 there, and they are out and about doing the Christmas New Year's. One is Zone 1, and the other one is Zone 2, and we are at Zone 3. So we basically look after our place, which is northwest, so northeast. So they policemen from airport, from 6 miles from Warrens and other supporters, they come and ask us to make sure that people within our area of command are given us the places.
It's Christmas Eve in some parts of the world, including PNG, and for Christians, it is the time to remember the birth of Christ. Mainland churches are starting their church service this evening to mark this occasion. We cross live to Dennis Aurora, who is at the Sioni Kami Memorial Church.
Yes, thank you, Helen. It's Christmas Eve. We're here at Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church here in the nation's capital, Port Moresby, one of the largest churches in terms of population or membership in the church. So we are here, and as expected, almost every year we have carols by candlelight, where in a church setting we have people singing choir, hymns, Christmas songs that will be to depict the life of Jesus Christ, who was born in Bethlehem according to Christian faith. So we have here Reverend Lologa Gerega. He is a senior minister here at Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church at a time when this church is also preparing for the carols by candlelight tonight here. The membership is just gathering here now. People are gathering for the program now. Reverend, as the gathering is about to commence the carols by candlelight program on Christmas Eve, tell us a little bit about the true meaning of Christmas these days. Sometimes people sort of get the meaning of Christmas distorted a little bit. So from a church perspective, from a biblical perspective, tell us about the true meaning of Christmas.
Well, the true meaning of Christmas is that God has come to the world. Just today, I've asked one of the taxi drivers, I said, what is Christmas meaning? What does it mean to you? And he said, Mary carried Jesus, I am born. Well, that's part of it, but it's more than Mary giving birth to Jesus. It's that God has visited us as He has promised. And it's a time where it is to be remembered that God has come. And when God has come, there are key words like born, He was born, He died, He rose again. So the birth and the death and the resurrection is put together. When it's put together, then the meaning of Christmas is truly sin. It is the time to deal with the sin. Man has sinned at the Garden of Eden, and it has come for many, many generations. And now, finally, Jesus has come to deal with sin, deal with the sin that is bothering mankind in the world. And so, to celebrate the Christmas, it's more than celebration. It's the day that Christ was born. It's the day that he has died to pay for the sin of mankind. It's the day that he has risen and then ascended into heaven. And so, these days, the meaning of Christmas, as it's seen in the world's view, is that it's a time for playing or competition. It's a time for drinking. It's a time for paying back. Like, okay, last Christmas they fought with me, so today, this Christmas I'm going to fight with them. It's that kind of mentality that maybe let me say Papua New Guinea is going through. But really, it's more than that. It's that God has come to the world. God has born, and in His birth, He has experienced all that we are experiencing. He came as a tiny embryo in Mary's womb. He spent 9 months in Mary's womb, meaning that whatever the children are experiencing in the womb, whether they are sick or their mothers are sick and whatever they are experiencing, Jesus already gone through that, and He knew and He knows what is happening inside the baby. And after he has born, He went through the life that we are going through up until 33 and a half years old. So whatever we are going through, He felt it, and finally He paid for all those that we are going through and dealt with them on the cross of Calvary. And so to experience the real Christmas is that Christ has to be born in your heart, in my heart. And Christ born, and then after some time He died. Meaning that all that is within us, let me say the sin that is bothering us, has to die in us.
Yeah, thank you, Reverend. This really brings the feeling of Christmas closer as we prepare for this Carols by Candlelight program here at Reverend Sonny Kami Church here in the nation's capital. Back to you, Helen.
Thank you, Dennis. Now we go to break, and we'll be back with more stories after these short messages. Stay with us. Welcome back. It's that time of the year again where families and friends gather to share meals, laughter and stories during the festive season. While Christmas is just a few hours away, Christmas Eve has held its spot for being one of the busiest days of the year. It was 11th hour shopping at the Waigani Central Stop and Shop Centre today as shoppers turned up in numbers. Jamie Hara reports.
It's that time of the year when families and friends gather to celebrate during the festive season. Today on Christmas Eve, a Christmas shopping madness has occurred at the Waigani Central Stop and Shop Centre as shoppers swarmed in numbers to purchase foodstuff and presents for their loved ones. According to CPL Group of Companies Chairman Semahesh Patel, they have not experienced such over the past years. He said today he was shocked to see shoppers rushing into the shop as early as 9 a.m.
I think it's going crazy. It's only the beginning. I mean, for the first time this year, the shops have been busy since 9 o'clock, which is very unusual. Because normally the trading starts at around 10, 12 o'clock, but 9 o'clock on, and I don't think it's going to stop if you look at what's happening. Our biggest problem is, as I said, the most expensive trolley boy in Papua New Guinea right now. Just running out of trolleys, running out of baskets, just trying to push the customers out as soon as possible because everybody's left it till the last minute, and it's just gone crazy. So we're just refilling the shelves, we're refilling the trolleys. I mean, as long as everybody's having fun, there's going to be a lot of stress. So, I keep apologizing to people because the queues are long and it gets hot when there's more people. We don't have this many people in the stores all the time.
Semahesh said his staff have been trying their best to refill the shelves since morning and will continue to do so in order to prepare for Christmas Day as the shopping madness continues.
So the shops will be open, and it'll be surprising. It'll be very busy tomorrow as well. Again, as we know, our Papua New Guinean families are big. You take your food today, tomorrow you'll run out and come back for more. So I think food is becoming such a big part of Christmas and family togetherness. So tomorrow will be just as busy. So when we close at 9, 10 o'clock tonight or whatever, the night fill staff will come in and they'll start restocking the shelves for tomorrow morning.
Meanwhile, shoppers who filled up the hallways of Stop and Shops said this is what Christmas meant to them, as it is a time to get together.
Christmas to me is like when we
all celebrate the birth of Christ. But as usual, we do, Christmas is like we're getting together with families, having a good meal, and buying good things for children.
A day where Amun where man as a family impasabuna celebrating day doing flowers like so family must also start lonely, but it's a day where Osakana so get sabuna.
And Christmas is a very special day for us because we have to celebrate for Jesus Christ.
I like Christmas because Jesus Christ born in Christmas, so I always want Christmas Day.
Christmas like having fun with family, friends, going to the picnic, having fun, playing, washing the sea. That's how I like Christmas.
Jamie Harrow, National EMTV News.
The Simbu Provincial Health Authority donated medical supplies to Kumura Foundation, a local NGO, to support its 14-day rural medical patrol program in Lower Bundi, Medang. A team of 29 trackers, including medical doctors and other health officers, ran out of medical supplies on day 4 after seeing over 200 patients.
Kumura Foundation is an NGO group that focuses on helping the unreached community in the Lower Bundi area. Recently, they visited Ward 19 in the Bundi LLG Usinobundi district of Medang province. Ward 19 has a population of over 2,000 people. After day 6 of the rural medical patrol, they treated 229 patients. 6 patients were referred to the Chimbu Provincial Hospital, 2 were referred to the Goroka-based Provincial Hospital, and another 2 were sent to Medang Provincial Hospital. The team trekked from Kegle Saglo in Chimbu to Bundi through the Foundation's annual travel to change medical patrol. The team is now conducting a rural clinic at remote Savi of Lower Bundi on the Ramu Valley Plains. The team of 29 trackers comprising medical doctors and other health officers ran out of medical supplies on day 4. The Chimbu Provincial Health Authority stepped in and assisted with more medical supplies so that the foundation can successfully complete its 14 days rural medical patrol program. Help also came from Gusap Health Center in Ramushuga, who assisted with more medical supplies. Kumura Foundation Director Vincent Kumura thanked Chimbu Provincial Health Authority and Gusap Health Center for the timely response. The team also acknowledged Mapai Transport with Logistics and the Foundation's major sponsor, Sir Brian Bell Foundation.
Only respond positively now, only lose Simbu 8 o'clock morning. I'll travel this many kilometers crossing Eastern Islands na come to Marang Province, Ramushuga. So only give him Marasin Lomipla.
The team has 4 more areas in Lower Bundi to cover before the 30th of December. The goal is to treat 1,000 patients. Martha Lewis, National EMTV News, Medang.
After running the competition for 6 weeks, J-Mart Shopping Centre in the nation's capital announced the winner of its Bestia Toyota Land Cruiser Jumbo Draw yesterday. Melissa Iga Holemba is the lucky winner. She had spent 150 kina at J-Mart to enter the draw.
It was a jolly moment for all customers who were at the scene anticipating the announcement of J-Mart's Jumbo Draw winner yesterday.
So I'll get a line who said he's spending 150 kina plus. 150 kina, you got a stamp now, only put him receipts go inside.
For transparency's sake, the raffle draw was done outside for the public to witness. After several spins, a countdown of 5 seconds was made before a receipt was picked out from the drum for a winner to be announced.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop! Go. All right, PSC, you pick up the lucky winner now.
Lucky winner Melissa Iga Holemba was contacted by phone after her receipt was pulled out. A joyous Melissa could not believe she was announced as the winner of the Toyota Land Cruiser.
Hello, Melissa. Yes, hello. What's your name?
Melissa here.
Your full name?
Olemba. Melissa Iga Olemba.
Where are you, Melissa?
I'm on annual leave and I'm at West Sepik.
You are in West Sepik? Melissa,
yes.
Melissa, this is your Christmas. This is your Christmas. I am calling from J-Mart Promotion. Have you had a shopping experience at J-Mart in Port Moresby City?
Yes, I'm living at Boroko, but I came for annual leave here.
Okay, Melissa. How you find him ticket? You find him ticket. This nice Land Cruiser open back, and you win him today. Today, Lord, this time, and me blow you now.
You want the Land Cruiser, Lord? J-Mart, yeah.
J-Mart, this open back Land Cruiser, yeah. Melissa is our member.
Thank you.
All get a man Mary, all his son up here. All get a man Mary, all his son up here, all witness him. You winner, you congratulations. And Christmas for you. Now good luck festive season blow you now. Jemati Amamas true, you participate. Now congratulations. Now but you come claiming prize blow you are.
JMAT Managing Director Justin Ten said the idea for the Toyota Land Cruiser to be drawn came about with most Papua New Guineans' desire to own a Land Cruiser.
Us Papua New Guineans, we love our Land Cruiser. And then we want to go out to the rural areas with the right car, with the right accessories to go to the right places. So I decided to not only just buy a brand new Land Cruiser, I went and got all the good accessories from Australia, imported in, and then built the car. So just to buy the accessories and to build the accessories, it took me around 2 months to do it.
Melissa is currently on annual leave and is looking forward to receiving her massive Christmas gift. Podivai National MTV News.
And now looking at the NAS Fund market report, the Kina opened unchanged at $0.2850 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your Kina is buying $0.2775 $0.3811 Australian dollars, $0.4038 New Zealand dollars, and 31.07 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee and cocoa closed higher, and copper closed lower. Crude oil is trading higher, palm oil and copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, and the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National MTV News will be back with more stories after these short messages. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the news. After 5 decades of teaching, Medang resident Maureen Hill has decided to retire. Hill started at an early childhood education center in 1970, focusing on helping children as young as 6 months to read and speak better English. But after 51 years, the 84-year-old is closing this chapter of her life and the school she started.
Maureen Hill Early Childhood Education Center has been providing quality education to children as young as 6 months to 7 years. Each child is assessed on their skills and capacity and not on age. Mondays are focused on maths, science on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is arts and crafts. Comprehension, English and writing are on Thursdays, and it's sports and drama on Fridays.
If a child is leaning on the table, looking at what the older ones are doing, and I see what they're up to, so it's not a matter of when your birthday is, but in your capacity. Yeah.
Many of the Maureen Hill Early Childhood Education Center students are now prominent individuals and professionals in different fields in PNG and abroad.
I toilet trained Brian Kramer, right? He came here at that height, right? I taught him to read, all those things He started here. He lived just down the corner there, and the pilots from Air New Guinea and Talia, I went to teach them out at the airport, and they were all pilots, and I recognised the name, and I said, "Oh, you went to my school," and this fellow put up his hand and said yes, and 8 or 9 others put up their hands as well. They were all your students. All my students, right?
So many generations have been taught by Maureen Hill. Some of her students are grandchildren of her former students. But this year will be the last year for the school to operate as the founder, Maureen Hill, retires. A farewell was held for her during the school's last graduation ceremony 2 weeks ago. Hill is finding it difficult to keep the place running and decided to close the school. Last year, she had to source funds from her family in New Zealand.
People not paying their school fees is one of the reasons I've closed, actually. Yeah, I had to get my family in New Zealand to support me last year in order to meet the salaries, my 12 staff and things. So it's disappointing.
Parents are dismayed to see the school close. Most parents are pleased with the level of education their children displayed.
This is her last year, and we were saddened at first to have known that she will be closing the school.
Those who have worked with her are also disheartened to see her exit the teaching field. As Maureen closes this chapter of her life, her only concern is for the school to get much-needed funding support and reopen its doors. She said she had offered the nursery free of charge to Divine Word University, but her offer was rejected. Hill would love to see a Papua New Guinean taking over where she left. Apart from the school, Maureen also runs other community programs and will continue running those programs into the new year. Martha Louise, National EMTV News, Madang.
And now we cross back to Dennis Orere, who's at a special Christmas Eve event at Carols by Candlelight at the Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church. Dennis.
Thanks, Helen. Yes, it's countdown to Christmas here at Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church here in the nation's capital, Port Moresby. Now, here, Christmas, I'm here with Reverend Lologa Gerega, a senior minister here at Reverend Sioni Kami Memorial Church, who has served in this church for the last 5 years. And so, Reverend, Christmas is a time of giving as well. And tonight, as you celebrate the carols by candlelight and celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, tonight and onwards to the New Year celebrations next week, give us some highlights of what you're going to be doing here in this week.
Very good. Okay, starting tonight, it's carols by candlelight, and within this night there will be mostly singing, and beside it a little drama, maybe a short time, and Bible quiz. Then it will be a night for tonight. Then tomorrow it will be a Christmas service, which will begin in the normal service time, but then in the afternoon no activity. Then comes Sunday, it will be a normal Sunday service. Then within the week up to Friday during the day no activity. But in the evening, Friday evening, there will be New Year like celebration. New Year Eve celebration, so there will be Thanksgiving, prayer, praise, worship, and all that up until next day, which is Saturday morning, and then after the breakfast they will go for rest. Then at 12 midday, from 12 midday to the afternoon, there will be games, and then on Sunday, as usual, there will be Sunday service.
So pretty much, Reverend, a lot of a range of age groups in the church are taking part, both adults and then to children who are taking part in this program. So it's more like an inclusive kind of program.
Very true. almost every age group is present here. And it is displayed mostly in the choir, because the choir, you will see young people as old as 5, up to the youngest is like 5, and the eldest may be 70 or 80. So in the activity here tonight or during this festive season, there will be in the range of ages here. All ages participating here.
Thank you so much, Reverend Lologa, for joining us this evening. Thank you. This is Carols by Candle Night here at Reverend Sonny Kami Memorial Church here in the nation's capital, counting down to Christmas in just a few hours. Back to you, Helen.
Thank you, Dennis. Coming up next, some sporting updates in Chukai Sports. Stay tuned for the details.
Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. The 8th PNG Games to be hosted by the Southern Highlands Province has been deferred by 12 months. This follows a vote by the PNG Games Council members allowing ample time for the completion of Games facilities.
The PNG Games Council has voted to defer the 8th edition of the Games, hosted by the Southern Highlands Province, by another 12 months. Given travel restrictions and financial constraints, during October of this year, a council meeting could not be convened. A circular resolution was undertaken by 28 members of the PNG Games Council to consider deferral of the Games. All 28 members voted to defer the Games in the Southern Highlands Province to November of 2022. Because the host province was not deemed to be Games ready at this stage.
The PNG Games Council is the only body that makes the decision. There's an executive arm that makes certain decisions and makes recommendations to the Games Council. Recommendation of the PNG Games Council executive was to recommend for a deferral of the Games, potentially for a year. Now, we couldn't release that information until the council met and approved the recommendations.
The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic around the world and in the country has also caused delays with regards to the construction of Games facilities and the supply of building materials.
Marape Basque government for allocating about 10 million at that time in 2019, and then also provincial government, another 7 million. So we had those funding, and by 2019 we started doing the feasibility studies, the design, and all this. So actually the construction and design and all this started in 2019. By the time we were trying to get the construction going and all this, as you know, COVID-19 came. So most of the materials like, steel and synthetic track and all those steels has to be ordered overseas. So much of the money we allocated to order all these materials direct from the factory.
Huxley Lovai, Chukai Sports.
The last Oceania Fight Promotions Fight Night, the Martin Benny Christmas Clash saw a dominant Junior Kaukoraka win with 3 knockdowns to opponent Joe Kara. The prodigy of PNG boxing is set for big things in the lightweight division, and he has support to train overseas as well.
It is obvious that Junior Kaukoraka is one of the best professional boxers right now in Papua New Guinea. He is the best lightweight boxer, and last week proved he was still the best in Papua New Guinea by defeating experienced pro boxer Joe Kara, knocking out Kara 3 times before the match was called off. Raka had a shot at the WBC World Boxing Association Asia Super Featherweight title under the 59 kg weight division, but lost to Filipino Roldan Aldea. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 situation in the country, the rematch could not happen, But Raka wants assistance to train overseas to get some leverage over his international opponents.
Me like him, we were prepared good on them team below me. Na bamlakam if usina pa promotion can salmi ego training or assist on them tupla train below me na Nelson Efraim Montorolo start training outside lo experience below me na below tupla on them lo narabal coach lo international we ball can sim lo mi blakam after me finish go down one blakan tupla can continue lo narabal boxes below me plan and big plus kim lo mi go lo usina pa promotion lo we can look lo disla.
With Prime Minister James Marape an avid follower of PNG Pro Boxing, patron Ben Micah says the Prime Minister wants Raka to train overseas.
We are going to support him. The Prime Minister tonight announced to me that he will put down funds to ensure that Raka goes for much more better training, perhaps in the Philippines or Australia, or wherever, even we can take him to the USA, where we can help to build him up to get into that very tough competition, in current tough competition in the lightweight division.
For Oceania Fight Promotions, Raka is the country's #1 contender for any international title bout. But OFP wants him to keep in condition and take part in a few local bouts before he can face international opponents.
I must say with confidence that Raka has been prepared and preparing for quite a while. But we want him to have a few more challenged by local fighters, and then maybe another international fight from either Philippines or Australia or New Zealand. And then after that, the rest is just on the way up.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports with the details coming up next.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
A look at the weather forecast for this evening in the southern region. Final the cloudy in Port Moresby and Daru. In the Momase region, some showers in Wau. In the New Guinea Islands region, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms in Lorengau and Kimbe. And in the Highlands region, cloudy with some showers and possible thunderstorms in Mount Hagen and Wabeg.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And that's been the news, sport and weather for Friday, 24th December 2021. Have a safe and blessed Christmas weekend. Be safe and good night.